Everybody's peoples. Good day, all. So I'd like to do a different kind of video, a little more positive. Uh, Go over something that I found, I discovered, understood a couple of years ago about the prophets Jonah and Nahum. Let's see, Jonah, as you know, or may know, God told him to go to Nineveh. I know people say Nineveh or Nineveh, and there's a reason why I believe it's Nineveh. Additionally, through my understanding of the Hebrew letters, we'll tell you that towards the end. Um, Now, from what he's saying, that God takes him out of his own country, we're assuming that he's from Israel, and he leaves, and instead of going to Nineveh, he tries to go up to Tarshish, which is Tarsus in the New Testament. And then that's where he gets on the ship, and they have this terrible storm. And what bugged me, not understanding it previously in my life, my whole life, except for a couple years ago, was the story, or was the part about the fish swallowing him up. Because I'm like, that doesn't totally make sense. I mean, God is awesome and can do many things, but it's not typical of how these natural processes work. I mean, if you were 3 days in the stomach of a fish, you would, start to deteriorate and stuff like that. So that it was kind of bugged me. But then, if you actually understand that when they were on the ship, all the crew, they started throwing everything off the ship to make the ship lighter, so they would hopefully make it through the storm. Well, one of the things they could have cut off the ship would be the figurehead on the front. If it was a figurehead of a fish, then it would make sense. If it was like a more buoyant wood, he could have gotten lodged in it and then spilled out on the shore. So that actually is logical. That could happen. So he goes up to Nineveh, and he goes to the city and says, hey, you got to repent and stuff. So then when the king hears it, he orders everybody to repent. So then Jonah is upset because this is what he told God when he made him leave his own country, that because he knows that he's a compassionate God, that he would just forgive them if they changed their ways and repented. And God did that and didn't do anything to Nineveh at that time. So Jonah goes outside the city, east of the city, and he makes a little booth, and then a vine grows, and he gets upset that the vine dies. God killed the vine, and he said he surely must die. And then God asks him, look, you're worried about this vine that you had nothing to do with, didn't make or care, maintain, or anything, and now you feel like you want to die. How do you think I feel when there's 187,000 people that don't know their right hand from their left, which is right from wrong in this city? He just wants to wipe them off the map. So that's a kind of a good point. Now, as far as Nahum, it turns out to be Jonah. How we know that is Nahum the Elkoshite. Now, if you look at Nineveh, when Jonah went through Nineveh, it took him 3 days walking. So I don't know what you do, 7-10 miles. I mean, you got to be, an ounce in this, so you're not walking real fast. But so if you look at this picture here, it could have been from the top of the lake to the bottom, what now is Masal, which is what they're calling the original Nineveh. And so there's this little place 10 miles from the southern end of it, but could have been right outside if it went up to the top of the lake there, or the bottom of the lake. There's a little town called Al-Kush, and the address is Al-Kush, Nineveh, Iraq. So there's their confirmation that it's Nineveh or Nanawa. And that's it. So then, and Nahum, then Jonah becomes Nahum the Alkoshite. And, they used to call you like the quick label on the street, to where you were located or where you were from. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys, and I always like to understand more of, especially the Old Testament. I think it's amazing. And the details in Nahum suggest that Assyria, Nineveh, was getting paid back for destroying Thebes, although Nebuchadnezzar came down and kicked their butt as well. Egyptian butt too. I don't know if it was Thebes. But it says their chariots, the attackers, the chariots were red, flashing red, looking like torches. So that definitely sounds like Nebuchadnezzar or Babylon, Chaldeans. So I thought that was interesting, and I share that with you guys. God bless. Have a good day. See you.